Because I'm...
Because I'm...
Because he's John Sellmeyer.
Hello, Paul.
Hey, how's it going, John?
Good, how are you?
I am doing great today.
I thought we would start by telling everybody how we know each other.
We met through Cody. At RC's, man. That's how I met Cody, and sure enough, as just like any 21-year-old, he starts bringing his friends to the place he works.
Yeah. So I remember meeting you one or two times at RC's, and then Cody was living with us at my wife's mom's house.
I remember
and he
that.
would have campfires.
I did come to a bonfire.
And you went to the bonfire. And then that's like the first time I really hung out with you. And then after that, yeah, I feel like ever since then, we've slowly been hanging out more and more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been awesome getting to know you, getting to know your interest. I know you're really big into comic books, football, and just a whole bunch of topics in general.
A red-blooded American.
Red-blooded American. So I thought I would pick your brain today. Reese was just talking about how you guys finished one of the Batman movies.
Yeah, it's Batman Dark Knight Rises with Bane, the end of the trilogy with Christian Bale.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. It has some plot holes in it, but hey, it holds up.
Yeah.
It's a good film. If you're not super hypercritical about stuff, you'll love it.
The question I had asked Reese, and I'm going to ask you. Everyone knows Heath Ledger's Joker is one of the most iconic villains of all time. Movie villains, I should say.
For sure.
What other movie supervillains are even close to that level or on that pedestal? And I'm going to throw out, let me say this. I love Magneto from X-Men 1 through 3.
Yeah.
The one played by Sir Ian McKellen.
Yes.
And then the newer generation, and even our generation, with Thanos.
Yeah.
I think both of them deserve some credit for what they've done.
No, for sure. Thanos was built up over several movies. That's what kind of added to his effect once we finally got to see him.
Yeah.
And the first thing we see from him, like on screen with the correct actor and everything, is him taking off his armor and beating the dog shit out of the Hulk.
Yeah.
So, great entrance. Magneto's one of those villains where it's like almost same thing with Killmonger. You're killing people, but I can't fault you. You know what I'm saying? You're a Holocaust survivor.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know you're doing this because you've seen what happens when you let intolerance slide by for too long. I understand where you're coming from. But what makes Joker so great is we don't know why he is the way he is.
Yeah.
He just is because he is. Even in the comic books with the Joker, there's a lot of storylines where the Joker is he's an agent of chaos. Batman is an agent of justice, but he's just chaos personified in a human form.
They've let a lot of different authors create multiple backstories for Joker, right?
Yes, at some one point, there were several different Jokers all at once.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a brain trip. Yeah.
So a lot of people will argue what Joker's backstory is, but there's a lot of different avenues where you can search to find what you want to find.
His core backstory, when you look at just straight up Joker, is he was the Red Hood. Another villain, but he was just a common thief because he was a stand-up comedian and his career was shitty. He used to beat on his wife, and one day he decided to put the helmet on. He fell into a vat of chemicals. Depending on which story or version you read, he was like one of the first people that got stopped by Batman. So that's why Batman even made the mistake of letting some dude just fall into a vat of chemicals.
Yeah, which is crazy. And I'm used to, is that from The Killing Joke, where he's Red Hood?
That's one of the stories they use that, yes.
Okay, because in The Killing Joke, I'm pretty sure he falls into a vat of acid. Mm-hmm. And then the movie with Jack Nicholson, he falls into a vat of acid.
Yep, keeping it holding true.
That's what I'm familiar with. But then we have Heath Ledger's Joker, where at the beginning, they're all saying, who is this guy? Where'd he come from? And they're laying the groundwork for it's ambiguous.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
It's like, the only thing that matters is that he is here, and you have to be prepared for his wake.
Yeah. I was watching a YouTube video where the Joker says, you want to know how I got these scars, right? And he says it 2 times in the movie, and each time is a different story.
completely different.
And I guess he's about to say it a third time, but Batman interrupts him. I guess they get into a brawl or something. I don't know what happens, but
Heath Ledger actually died.
oh, is that what it is?
I'm pretty sure if he would have stayed alive, he would have completed that line the third time.
Really?
Wow. I'd have to double check that to be sure.
Okay.
But that's why we didn't see him again in the movie.
Oh my gosh.
He was gone.
Wow.
Like, there was nothing else he could have done.
Yeah. So it's just fascinating though that, yeah. And then you brought up a good point that with Magneto, he is a Holocaust survivor.
Yeah.
And again, you have actually read a lot of the comics. I grew up watching the movies, so you have a lot more background information than I do. And I'm used to seeing that scene from the first X-Men movie, the one that came out in 99 or 2000, where he's getting dragged away from his mother. He's putting his hand out towards the fence. They're in like a concentration camp.
Yeah.
And he's able to start moving the metal with the fence. And that's a good foundation for how dark the background is for this character.
Yeah, and they took it a step further in First Class because they show what happened to him after that.
Oh my gosh,
he was experimented on. Yeah.
Oh.
That's why in First Class, he was hunting Nazis that got away.
I'll have to go back and watch that one.
Yeah, he went down to Brazil. In real life, a bunch of Nazis and stuff, they escaped to
Brazil,
South America.
Argentina. Just
they're all over the place down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why, in First Class, he hunts them down. He goes to the bar, starts speaking German to them. They all look around. What? He shows his arm, kills everybody.
Oh, my God. Wow, I totally missed that. I'm going to have to go back and watch that scene. That's crazy.
First Class was a great movie. It laid down a lot of groundwork, especially with, I would say this, those original trilogy, the newer trilogy of those X-Men movies.
Yeah.
They did a lot for Magneto's character. They fleshed him out a lot.
Yeah.
They didn't, it's weird because they didn't do the same thing exactly with Xavier. No mention of his stepfather or his stepbrother.
Yeah.
Who is the Juggernaut.
Oh, yeah, they don't mention that at all.
They got rid of that part of him, but they kept everything with Magneto because he did have a prior family to Wanda and Pietro. He did have a kid before them. They died just in the same way.
Yeah.
And
wow,
they kept all that in.
Have you seen the joke on TikTok where if a superhero got their powers flying through a meteor shower like the Fantastic Four? I know that's an over-summarization, but you know what I'm saying. People are like, oh my God, you're a hero. Yeah. But if you're a mutant, they're like, get this mutant away from me. Like,
it's actually, that's been a big argument because people are like, oh, it doesn't make sense.
Well, what is the argument?
It's not necessarily an argument, but it's just the premise of the difference between a mutate and a mutant. And a mutate is somebody who is human who just happened to have a change.
Yeah.
Mutants are a whole nother evolutionary species. So the reason why they get that is because same thing that happened with Neanderthals. Humans hate other offsets of humans.
Oh, when there was like, Homo sapiens versus Neanderthals versus, and there was supposedly a whole bunch of different.
That's why we have the sensation of the Uncanny Valley.
Okay.
When something resembles a human, but back of our mind, we know that it's not completely human. It gives us a visceral reaction where some people want to attack it and get rid of it because it is a danger to us as a species. And that's how it's explained in comics. They're replacing us. Yeah. Which shouldn't be that big of a deal because still humans are the ones who carry the X gene and pass it on to make mutants in the first place. So it's not replacing, but
Days of Future Past, I don't know how comic book accurate that movie is, but doesn't that movie establish that eventually everyone becomes a mutant? Because the robots kill people that have that mutant gene, and then they look in the future and it's killing everyone.
They kill mutants, they enslave the mutants, and they kill all the humans who have the X gene to pass it on in the first place. Okay. So it's okay. They're going in, that's the whole that's why it's so absurd that they get upset in the first place. Yes, you are technically Homo sapiens are being replaced, but you are the bridge between both species. You are creating mutants. Yeah. Like you're passing on the X gene. It's okay.
Which is,
they're literally the next step of evolution. So
that's fascinating. There is a group of characters that I do not believe are from the comics or movies that I really wish they would put into the movies. Did you play the video game Marvel Rise of the Imperfects. And what it was is it's a group of essentially people that were tested on and designed to kill the Avengers and X-Men. I'll have to show you after we're done talking what some of these things look like, but it's these really unique supervillains that are like just so badass. And I want them to incorporate it either into a movie or something. Did you ever play that game growing up?
I remember it. It's in the long line of Marvel Alliance and Marvel Alliance 2 and stuff like that.
Right, yeah. In that order.
I want to say it's the third one in that line of games, but I don't remember the villains that well.
Okay.
So I can't say for sure because I have a feeling they may be in the comics, but I'm not sure.
And they had designed each one of the Imperfects to be able to kill
an Avenger.
Exactly. To the point where one of them was even designed to kill Magneto. Yeah, it was very specific, but it's such a good game. I think it would make a great movie, but I wish I had just $1 bajillion and I would get a bunch of movies made. Do you have a favorite comic or video game or anything that you wish they would turn into a movie? Oh, and let me throw one more thing out there. There is an X-Men named Strong Guy.
Yeah.
He's my favorite superhero. I want them to just put him in something one time. Just even a little cameo. A little silly cameo. All right, go ahead.
If they ever make an X-Force, he could possibly be there.
X-Factor.
Yeah, X-Factor for sure. I'm going to be honest with you, they're probably will.
Kinda.
It depends on who's like making it.
Yeah.
We might get a cameo from him or something. Him, Polaris, Havoc.
Ooh,
that core team.
Yeah.
Okay. Video game
or comic that has not been a movie, or maybe it's even an old or obscure movie that you wish they'd revamp. Anything in that category.
Actually, I will go with a game that's pretty much brand new. Not a lot of people liked it.
Okay.
But I love it.
Ooh.
Starfield.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about Starfield.
So Starfield, it's same people that made Elder Scrolls and Oblivion and all that stuff, but it's set in space. So it's a little bit of a difference. And it's set in the future where humans have left Earth and they've explored and spread across the galaxy.
Yeah.
The two main factions is the United Alliance and then the Freestar Collective.
Who is the main antagonist throughout all of this?
So technically in the game, you're just a random guy who happens to find an artifact while mining on a planet.
Okay.
And the main antagonists technically are these people called Starborn. But it gets super sci-fi. Think Fringe levels of sci-fi.
Okay.
If you ever watched the show Fringe.
I'm familiar with it.
Okay. So they're the main antagonists, but what you later find out is technically now you're a Starborn as well.
Okay.
A Starborn are people from different versions of reality, and we all fight for the artifacts to create something called the Unity, and with the Unity you can travel through between the different multiverses.
Oh wow.
And it's basically a fight of who can get to the next multiverse or not. In the game, you can choose to whether if you want to move on or stay in your original universe.
Yeah.
Now, if you do jump to another universe, you may happen to jump into something really wild. So sometimes you will jump to another universe, everybody's a kid. Or you'll jump to a universe and all the people, so the main group that you're a part of is called Constellation. Sometimes you'll go and everybody's dead except for one of the characters' kid. She's still alive and she's trying to kill you now. Or you'll go to one universe and it's just other copies of you.
Have you seen the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Sort of, yeah.
How they teleport. They don't teleport. They can pull themselves from different worlds and it's unlimited possibilities.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like that.
It is very similar to that.
Okay.
And of course you have powers. Some people did complain about that. But some of the powers are very similar to being a Dragonborn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Starborn, Dragonborn. They didn't dig deep, but it's like
that's what I was going to ask is what is the complaint? You said it wasn't well received.
No, because people, when it first came out, people expected, and even me, we expected it to be so much different from the game that it was.
Yeah.
As in, we thought, space exploration. The way they described it, we thought it was going to be more like Star Citizen or Elite Dangerous, where you're navigating space yourself and you're flying between planets and jumping to different universes, which you are doing, but it's not It's not space travel in that sense. Like you're actually
Okay.
going around doing stuff. It's a lot of fast travel.
Yeah.
Essentially, you don't land on the planets yourself, which I've played games where you do land spaceships yourselves.
Which would be awesome.
It's hard as fuck to do. I'm happy they didn't do that because that would actually aggravate me.
Yeah.
Dying several times just because I can't land. But no, at the end of the day, it's just another Elder Scrolls game, just set in space.
Yeah.
Now, when you take that expectation off of it, it's a great game. It's like Oblivion, but it's in space. The same mechanics, the same how stories just, how quests just find you sometimes. It's the same thing.
Are you familiar with Cody used to have these collector cards, and they were part of a third company that made comic books. I'm trying to think of the name. Valiant.
Yes.
And their main character, what is his name? Vin Diesel was just in a movie.
Oh, Bloodshot?
Yeah, Bloodshot. Is that Valiant? Do you know?
I'm not 100% sure, but I know that used to be a comic book.
My question was going to be, do you think any other comics have a chance?
But no, here's the thing. If they got a chance to like just create movies themselves,
Yeah.
and like they didn't, and the expectation wasn't to create another. I feel like the expectations for superhero movies are too high for any other company to come in and just start making movies.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
That makes sense. It's a high bar they've already set with Marvel and DC.
people want like movie executives. I shouldn't call them people. Movie executives want the next big thing.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, no, because they're not gonna. What Marvel did initially, slowly grow and build, they're not going to be allowed to do that.
The
Same
only-
thing. That's why DC is in the spot they're in, because they didn't take that time to build a whole universe together. They just jumped straight to Batman versus Superman. Let's fucking go.
I feel like they keep resetting
Yeah, they have.
2 or 3 times in our lifetime. They keep saying, let's
I
restart.
mean, we've had like how many Supermen?
It's crazy.
How many people have played Superman in TV and movies alone?
I can think
Several.
of at least 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easily.
Yeah.
The only exception I can think of is when Zack Snyder made the Watchmen movie before DC had bought Watchmen. That's the only thing I can think of.
Even that movie, I don't think it would have done great as a whole universe.
Oh,
That was
that's
just
true.
a great movie,
Yeah.
a very good movie.
Yeah.
I don't think, especially the time that it came out, I don't think people were ready to really like
Dedicate.
discuss what was really going on in those movies. Because here's the thing about comic book fans that you may have realized, like some of them are very delusional and they don't really read they're not really comprehending what they're reading. Some people are like, oh, keep politics out of comic books. Comic books have been political since day one.
That's what all of
Literally.
X-Men is.
Yeah.
And it's a good message.
Yeah. Captain America, his most famous issue is him punching Hitler. It has always been politicized, and
Yeah.
comic book creators have always put their political beliefs inside of comic books. Unfortunately, some people haven't learned from those, so they're like, oh, no, well, keep politics out of my comic books.
Yeah. It's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'll be forthcoming and be honest about this. So that's kind of why I don't watch The Boys, because of the fan base.
Wait. Yeah. Explain that. Because
The fan
ironically,
base of The Boys don't get it.
that it's making fun of, some of them don't realize
being
it's
critiqued.
critiquing the person they like.
Yeah. They worship the bad guys.
Yeah.
And it's infuriating to talk to people about The Boys in any type of real capacity, because they're like, they don't get it.
If anyone thinks Homelander is legitimately cool and
It's
that
a
it's not
problem.
supposed to be ironic and that he's actually a horrible person,
Yeah.
then yeah, it's
Like
problematic.
all of the heroes are horrible.
Yes. Yes.
And that's the point. And that's the real point. Hey, comic books show all these guys with superpowers and they're unscrupulous. They have all these morals. In reality, more than likely, most of them are going to be pieces of shit because they have all the power.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
that's the whole commentary.
So you haven't watched any of The Boys?
I watched a little bit of season 1.
Okay. Wow.
I'm also a little bit of a hipster when it comes to things. So sometimes if something's too popular, I'll purposely just, I don't like watching it.
I'll wait.
I'll wait, and now it's like season 5, and now it's I don't want to catch up. Yeah, actually, I just found out my favorite show on Prime just got canceled. So
Which one's that one?
Wheel of Time.
Oh, I just heard about that. I haven't watched it though. Is it good?
I found it was really good,
Okay.
but not good enough. I want to talk more about you and your music journey.
Okay. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: so, like, when you think about your taste in music,
Yeah.
how would you describe it?
If someone said, "What's your favorite genre?" It's probably rap, honestly.
Okay.
I like every category of music. I'm not a big fan of country. I like Johnny Cash, but someone like Cody would get mad at me and say Johnny Cash isn't country.
What would he be?
Rock. Calm rock. I don't know. I don't know what you would consider him. I consider him country, okay? Especially, I'm trying to think of a song right now. Like Ring of Fire. That sounds country-ish to me. Dun, 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 dun.
You know how I said it yesterday. Technically, all those genres are all the same thing. They're kind of slightly branched off from each other.
Okay, so they're all, you and I agree, they'd all be under the same umbrella, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a big fan of Rascal Flatts. Modern day country is a big no. I will say this, though. There are a handful of artists today in 2025 who are trying to honor traditional country, and they skipped over that pop country. I don't like pop country, like Rascal Flatts. That's the worst category of music.
You would consider Rascal Flatts pop country?
Oh, yeah. Life is a highway. Da, 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 da,
That's a great... Okay, so here's the thing about that.
Yeah.
I think, yes, it's pop, but I think it's pop just because it's popular, because it is just a good song. That is a great song.
Oh, see, I hate... That makes my ears bleed.
You hate it because it got pushed into everything because it's such a great song.
Maybe that's what it is.
If they never put it in Cars,
yeah,
you would still like that song, I bet.
Maybe.
Because that was like Car. That's like, you hear that, I picture Cars. I picture Radiator Springs.
Okay, musical journey, right? Growing up, I listened to typical radio hits. My mom loved Mambo Number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo Number 5. Who Let the Dogs Out was always on the radio.
Yeah.
And then my aunt always had me listen to the Beatles.
Okay.
When I was in 4th or 5th grade, I got my first MP3 player. It was called Rhapsody, and it came with a free subscription, and I just downloaded a bunch of music that I would have never listened to before in my life. And one of the artists was MF Doom, and one of the songs was Basket Case by MF Doom, and I became obsessed with that song. I listened to only that song on repeat for like literally a year, and that was my introduction to rap and hip-hop was MF Doom. And then a lot of people from around the area were like, you know who Tech Nine is? And I'm like, who's Tech Nine? So then they had me listen to Tech Nine, and then I like Tech Nine.
Yeah, he's actually literally wore a mask like MF Doom before, so.
Yeah, exactly. So. And he'd do the face paint and spike the hair, and yeah. And that's just the gist of it. And then as I got older, Tyler, the Creator, is one of the only artists who just resonates with me emotionally. When I listen to his music, I feel it in my bones. I feel it to my core.
I get that more now that I know more about you. Now that I know that you have a little bit of a temper side to you. It's okay. Now the Tyler, the Creator thing makes more sense. It's, okay.
That's how I get that out, is listening and rapping with Tyler.
Yeah, there's
so then you see normal John.
Okay, I see.
When I'm alone in my car, I'm rapping all of Bastard and Goblin. Okay. Yeah. And then, of course, everyone likes Kendrick's great. I had told you I became a custodian for a couple of years. For 20 hours a week, I had earbuds in. I would listen to NPR. I would listen to talk radio. And I got tired of it. So I'd do like maybe 1 or 2 hours of NPR. And I started messaging all my friends. I'd say, hey, give me music to listen to. Give me music to listen to. And one of my friends, CJ, I'd say, hey, what songs do you recommend? And he'd start sending me albums to listen to. And he'd start being like, listen to every Tupac album. Listen to every Biggie album. I'm like, all right, I have time. Screw it. I'll do it.
Yeah, that's how you do the work. You get the groundwork.
Yeah.
You're doing the knowledge.
Yes.
As some people would say. That's, you learn that stuff and it's okay. You can start branching out. I remember growing up, like I told you, I was listening when I was a kid, before I really started listening to rap and everything.
Yeah.
I was listening to talk radio, Rush Limbaugh, The Garden Show on Saturday mornings, like Yeah.
Okay.
That's the type of kind of weird kid I was growing up. I was alone too. Like I was, yeah. But my dad used to listen to Too Short, Goody Mob. My mom's favorite rapper is Too Short.
Okay. Too Short.
So my dad was used to speakers almost as tall as us.
Yeah.
Blasting music Saturday mornings, blasting it. Too Short, a lot of E40.
Okay.
So I'm hearing that in the background.
Yeah.
Of everything I listen to, but once I actually started listening to rap myself, it's initially this is like on MySpace and everything. So I'm deep diving. I'm doing Jedi Mind Tricks.
Yep.
Pharaoh Monch, like super hardcore.
Yeah.
And they're gonna bar you to death. It's nothing but bars, soliloquies,
Bars on bars,
metaphors. It's heavy. It's heavy. Then slowly, surely, I gravitated to just more commercial rap, starting to kind of get my vibe. I think my true musical taste developed in high school.
Okay.
That's me listening to the Dat Piff, downloading a mixtape. So that's when I first heard Mac Miller, Kendrick, Big Sean back then.
Yeah.
I used to love Big Sean.
Do you still like Big Sean? I like every time he comes out with an album, he has 2 or 3 really good songs, and then the rest I'm like, yeah.
I feel like he not necessarily ruined his career, but he definitely didn't evolve at the same rate as everybody else in his class.
Yeah.
And I 100% blame it on him in his high-profile relationships.
Okay.
That I feel like those kind of derailed him as a rapper.
Yeah.
As far as like doing bars. So now when he's rapping, he's evolving now, but it's like, he feels like he's just behind everyone else.
Yeah.
Cause I'm also a big fan of Big Crit. Big Crit, jumps, leaps and bounds. Basically everybody in that Control verse that Kendrick had, they all evolved tremendously except for him. And that's really disappointing and sad.
When Kendrick said Big 3, at one point Big Sean was considered part of the Big 3, right? Years ago.
It depends on who you ask.
Okay.
You say Big 3, everyone's automatically going to be like, okay, obviously Drake, Kendrick.
I would have said Drake, Kendrick, Big Sean if you were saying like 2016.
But realistically, it should have been Future.
That's fair.
If we're talking about like really like popularity and like people who make the needle move, it's like J. Cole went on a great run these past few years with features and everything. So he snuck his way up there, but let's be for it's Future.
Yeah.
And that's what's so hard about rap is like Future doesn't make music like anybody else on that list, but
that's fair.
You also have to be aware of, hey, you can't just, the people who are just going to give you none but bars, you can't always just make them be at the top of the list, because at the end of the day, rap is a part of hip hop, a part of rap is party music.
Yeah.
So you still have to respect that. So Future would definitely he's actually really a part of the Big 3, to be honest.
Okay. One other thing I want to mention. I played a lot of video games growing up.
Yeah.
I loved the Tony Hawk video games.
Yes.
A big part, something that influenced my music taste so much is those video games.
Yeah.
Because when you're riding around on the skateboard, they had the radio play, and there'd be so many songs that you could pick from that.
Yeah, all those rock songs. Yeah, that's why I like some of the songs I like now. I'm a big 3 Days Grace fan. Let's Start a Riot.
Yeah.
Let's start a pain.
There's a rock fan inside of me that comes out every once in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, don't play Ain't It Fun. First off, Paramore, Ain't It Fun, Paramore is like a black anthem. It's a black people's anthem. You play that around the right amount of black people, it's going fucking down, dude. I promise you that.
Okay, other thing I wanted to ask you, is there any artist that everyone likes that you're just not a fan of? And I'll give you 2 for me. Number 1 is Logic. He just doesn't resonate with me. He has a handful of songs that I like, but
I don't think he doesn't resonate with a lot of people.
Okay.
A lot of big complaint I know from other black people is that, hey, bro, we know you're mixed. You don't have to keep telling us.
He does mention it a little
I'm
bit.
white and I'm black, and I'm black and I'm white. I can say, nigga. See, you can't get mad at me. My daddy's black. It's like, all right, dude, we get it.
Yeah.
We get it. We're not going to strip that away from you. You're the same type of mix as J. Cole, but J. Cole got a head full of dreads. It's not our fault. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
It's not your fault, bud.
Yeah.
However, you look crazy.
The only song of his that I actually think is badass is the song he does with Royce da 5'9". And it's because his flow is actually good on that song.
Because he can't get on the song with Royce da 5'9" and bullshit.
Okay.
Because Royce is going to... I haven't even heard the song, but I already know Royce da 5'9" rap better than him.
When Royce da 5'9" comes on, the song slaps hard. It's good.
But there's certain rappers that if you get on a song with them, the rapper is going to give you their all.
Yeah. Like
Kendrick, Eminem,
Yeah.
Royce da 5'9". Anybody, you see anybody get on the song with Jay-Z, they're not coming to play.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about hip hop. Yeah, sometimes people are like buddy, but at the end of the day, it's, hey, I still want to rap better than you.
Yeah.
I still want to sound better
Want
than
to
you.
be the top of the game. Okay, number 2. This is where I might lose you, Paul. It's been nice knowing you. You've been a great friend. You're going to walk out right after I say this? Every time I say this?
Okay, when you say this.
Every time I say
Okay,
this.
fair enough.
I'm
Just
getting
say it.
so-
I already know. Just say it. Just
I get so mad when people compare this guy to Kendrick. Kendrick
okay.
is super intelligent, a great lyricist, has had magnificent albums, has longevity. All of his albums are classics.
Okay.
J. Cole's not on that level for me at all.
Oh, okay. I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I
not.
don't think he's on that pedestal. People try to say which one's better, J. Cole or Kendrick. It's obviously Kendrick.
It is, but I get why. J. Cole is a great rapper. He's going to bar you down just like everybody else. He's going to bar you down.
And he gets philosophical.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the best part about him.
Yeah. Like I said, he's recently, like, he went on a tear for 3 years of doing nothing but features, like really barring people up and making songs with people that you wouldn't expect him to. I know as far as hip hop goes, a lot of people put him in the same lane as Nas, as, yeah, they can rap, but sometimes their song choice, their beat choices are bad.
That's interesting.
Now,
I'll have to
not,
think about
not as much with J. Cole, but sometimes it's, for me anyway. Honestly, I thought you were about to say Beyonce, and I was about to strangle you.
Yeah.
So, I thought you were going to say
Wait,
Beyonce.
first off, are you a Beyonce fan?
Of course.
Okay, I don't have anything against Beyonce. I consider her like part rap, part pop.
No, she's
If, like-
she's a pop.
Yeah,
she's a pop
fine.
star.
I don't have anything against
Yeah,
Beyonce. Yeah.
she's definitely a pop star. I do feel like artistically, she is one of the best artists out, especially when she does try to. People give her shit for trying to do country, but I'm like, this is what artists are supposed to do. They're supposed to jump into
Try
different
other
genres,
things.
try other things.
Do you think Jay-Z paid for her Grammy for Best Country Album?
No, considering how the voting works for that.
Isn't it like rank based?
No, it's by votes. Like,
Oh, is it just by whoever gets the most?
yeah, the people who are part of the Academy vote on it. So now, here's the thing. I think country is the type of genre that all the voters didn't listen to everything in country. They obviously couldn't have, and they didn't.
Did you see what the Oscars announced?
Yeah, you have to watch the movies.
You can't use AI to summarize movies for you. You have to actually watch the movies.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No,
I wish I was in the Academy. I'd watch every movie.
Yeah, here's the thing. They give you. Back when I used to think, oh, they have to pay to go see the movies or
That's
buy it
what I
themselves. No, they give you a copy of the movie to watch.
Oh my God. Yeah, what's the excuse then to not?
There's could be a few theories. Certain movies that may be made by certain people don't appeal to certain people, so they don't watch them on purpose.
Yeah.
And then when they realize everyone's pissed at them because certain movies should have been given Grammys and they didn't, it's, oh, well, what can you do? We voted on it. But Denzel Washington should definitely have more
Oh yeah.
Grammys. Leonardo DiCaprio should definitely have more Grammys.
More Oscars. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
No,
More
you're good.
Oscars.
I get them mixed. Yeah. No, I agree with that though. Denzel. Yeah. I hope he won one for Fences. He deserved one for Fences.
I think he was nominated, of course, but I don't.
He was, but I don't know if he won.
Fences was a good movie.
That's such a good movie.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
What you mean? I gotta love you. I gotta take care. Like, you think I don't love you? That dude.
Yeah.
As a black man with a black father who's sometimes very hard to get any type of emotions out of, sometimes it's that movie hit for me.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My father doesn't beat my ass for no reason though, so I wasn't abused as a child, so or anything like that. Just
Music. Any artist you want to shout out? Who are your favorites?
Big Crit.
Okay.
Anything Big Crit. If you want to listen to somebody who can dance on the line of kind of sometimes country, sometimes rap, it would be him. BB King gave him his favorite guitar.
Oh, wow.
That's the type of musician that he is.
Oh, my God.
The type of quality that he brings to his music. Oh, there's an R&B singer that I really like.
Is that why he says BB King saw the king in me, so why can't you?
Exactly.
Damn.
R&B,
I wondered why he said that this whole time.
Yeah.
I've been sitting here.
It's so braggadocious. It's so braggadocious. You're like, what? But then when you realize, oh, he meant literally.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to jump over to R&B real quick. There's an R&B singer named Baby Rose.
Okay.
I love her voice.
Baby Rose. I'll check.
It's like raspy.
Yeah.
It's like a raspy, old-timey voice. And she looks really cute.
All right.
But you wouldn't expect her voice to come from her body or frame. Like a little light-skinned black girl. And then you hear this old-timey.
Really?
If you heard her voice in a juke joint, you'd be like, okay, this is where you're meant to be.
Yeah.
It's that type of deal.
Okay.
And then third, there's this, I think I'm going to stick with R&B, man. I've just been R&B, Snow Allegra.
Okay. Snow Allegra. I'm going to have to check out all these artists.
Yeah, man. And now in my older age, I'm 32. I've been more and more just listening to R&B music.
Yeah.
Sometimes I cannot do rap. Like some days or some mornings, I'm just like, I can't do it. So I listen to R&B and listen to love songs, stuff like that, and just sing it.
Something light, peaceful, calm, happy.
Yeah.
Do you listen to Bryn Joy at all? I want to give a shout out to Bryn Joy. He's up and coming. His first album is almost perfect. I'll send you some links.
Okay, perfect.
I really like his music.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's R&B a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think.
Yeah. No, I think that's perfect.
Oh, snap. I think I ran out of things to talk about.
All right, Paul?
Surprising.
Yeah. You want to give what is it? What do I say? A encouraging message to the crowd. Anything you want to say? Any wisdom you want to instill upon everyone?
Yeah. One thing I will say is for all the guys out there, hey, if you don't feel like you're where you are and where you want to be in life, that's okay. Take your time. It'll come to you eventually. And sometimes, and I'm going to say this, hey, if a girl you're dealing with doesn't want to deal with you because you don't have enough money yet, that's okay. Leave her alone. You don't need to make fast money. Take the slow route and get your shit together and find somebody else.
Yeah.
Never go back to the people who reject you. Ever.
All right.
Also,
yeah.
Hate to hijack your podcast.
No, you're good.
But follow me on Twitch, Level Up KCMO. Repeat that, Level Up KCMO. I stream every once in a while. Just subscribe and turn on notifications and we can hang out.
Level Up KCMO.
Yeah. Always strive to level up.
Paul, thank you so much.
Thank you again, man. I enjoy being here.
Love you and have a beautiful day.
You too, man. Let's eat some ribs.
Woo!